Hi everyone, welcome back to the next diecast. So as a follow-up to my unboxing video of this Maisto 1/18 scale 2014 Corvette Z51, I wanted to kind of quickly compare the details of the Maisto 2014 Corvette Stingray Z51 and the Maisto Corvette Stingray non-Z51 version. So in real life, this is the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray 2LT trim, and this is the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray 3LT trim with the Z51 package. Maisto does currently still make both of these models in their 1/18 scale line. The regular Stingray comes in yellow with this beige and black interior, and also a dark metallic red with a black and red interior. And the Z51 comes in this white that you see here with the black and red interior, as well as a lighter blue called Laguna Blue with the same interior that you see here on this dark blue version. And Maisto has always made the white and blue for the Z51. Maisto has made a lot more colors for the regular Stingray just because they've made that longer. This one here is actually from late 2013 when the real car came out. My grandparents actually bought this for me from Sam's Club for Christmas in December of 2013. This is the dark blue called the Night Race Blue version, and this would be the Arctic White on the real car. So in terms of, I guess we'll kind of go ahead and look at the customizations I made. I did say that I would probably do some customizations to both of these models since I got the Z51 here. And what's really impressive is that both these models in total cost under $30 together. My grandparents bought this for probably 13 or 14 bucks at Sam's Club, and Sam's Club still sells their models for that price when they're out between, when they're out between June and December. And this one I got for only just under $12 from Amazon Warehouse Deals. And as you saw in my unboxing, I was very impressed with it because there really wasn't any damage to both the model or the packaging. And it was really just a shock to me in a very, very good way. So in terms of customizations, you'll see right away, I actually did customize the wheels on my Z51 here. Before they were all black, but I decided to make them kind of a two-tone, like black and silver, as you can see here. Maisto actually makes, or they used to make, a 1/18 scale Corvette Z51 in their exclusive line. That came in silver and also in a red. The silver had this interior, but the red was a little bit darker. And it had like kind of a carbon flash pattern on the hood in this section, and you had a carbon fiber colored like roof panel. And the details were a little bit higher quality than these regular versions. These are both from the Maisto Special Edition series, where they continue to be sold. So on that exclusive version of the model, Maisto did somewhat do the wheels I did here, although they just had the perimeter of the wheel and the outsides of the spokes done in chrome. What I did was I did kind of a little bit of the inside of the wheel and the inside of the spokes with a silver Sharpie, kind of have like a matte silver finish. And this wheel look was available from 2015 onward. So it is somewhat accurate to that wheel style that I was trying to go for here. These were originally all black, as I said, but I made them silver essentially. And I think the effect looks awesome with the white car, especially paired up with like the red interior and all that. And let me know in the comments down below like what you think of this wheel pattern that I decided to go with here. What was it good? Should I do more silver, like less silver, or like put them back to all black? But I think they turn out really, really nice. If you look at the car from all angles, it just looks super cool. So that's really the only customizations I did to this model here. In terms of the regular Stingray, what I did was I redid the silver portion up here with the silver Sharpie. It was kind of fading a bit in the middle and kind of down the side here, so I just kind of took my silver Sharpie and sort of just like retraced that line that would have been there. So it is a little bit brighter silver than you see on the Z51, so I guess I sort of made that difference up on my own just by fixing up, you know, the kind of the rubbing off that you saw on there. But aside from that, I did add some silver detailing in the rear trunk section here. You'll see back here of course, this just slams shut. On the exclusive version, or on the exclusive edition version of this model, Maisto also puts in kind of these same silver details, like the two latches are silver, those two things back there are silver. So I kind of imitated that a little bit in the trunk of my regular Stingray. Not too sure if this is authentic to the real car, and I know for sure that these two circles back here should be silver. I'm not too sure about the rest of these things up here, but there's such small areas I could just easily like just get rid of the Sharpie at like a later point, but it kind of adds some, you know, coloring back here and some detail. And when you look at the rear trunk lid close up, you can still see it back there. So that was really the only thing I decided to do to this model here. I decided to keep the interiors with both the models that they came with because, I mean, these are, I think, the perfect specs for these models. You have the dark colored car with the beige and black interior, the, you know, bright 5-spoke wheels, and then you have the white with that really awesome kind of black and red interior and the two-tone wheels. These are, I think, the perfect looks for both of these cars with their, you know, specific trim levels that they have. So I thought that was super cool. In terms of differences, we'll kind of take a look at that. Obviously, with the Z51, you have different wheels. And as I mentioned before, these were all black on the model, but before I made them silver. And on the Stingray, you do have the 5-spoke wheels. In addition, on the Stingray, you have the red brake calipers. And then on the Z51, you have the black brake calipers, which is an authentic difference on the real cars. In addition to that, in the back, you have a kind of smaller deck lid spoiler for the regular Stingray. And then you have the larger spoiler that kind of spans the whole length of the rear of the car for the Z51. And I have seen some owners of this model paint this black, so I might do that next. I'm not really too sure about that yet, but aside from that, and of course you do have the different interior colors because you have the two different trims. The Corvette Stingray 2 LT, if you opted for that trim on the real car, you could get this Kalahari interior as an option, where you have the Kalahari seats and part of the center part of the center console, I should say, and also some Kalahari coloring on the door panels. And if you got the 3LT trim for the 2014 Corvette in real life, you could opt for this black and red interior, where you actually do have the two-tone effect on the dashboard and kind of some more red accenting on the doors, as opposed to where you have the Kalahari accenting is only on this portion and that part's black. For the 3LT interiors, you could actually have the accenting kind of be more emphasized on the door panels and on the dashboard. And of course, you have the all red seats too. The red might be a bit too bright in the case of this model. On the Maisto exclusive version, it's kind of like more of a burgundy than like a super bright red. I feel like on the real car, it's sort of in between like this bright red and that darker burgundy that Maisto has. But I think the bright red actually looks better than that kind of almost purple color that Maisto used on the exclusive version of the model. But that's my taste, I guess, in terms of coloring and all that. So aside from that, not really too much to report for both of these models. I'm really glad to have both of them. You know, it's always kind of cool to be able to get sort of two different trim levels or variations of the same car from the same like model year. Maisto has done this with, of course, the Corvettes you see here. They did that with their 2020 Shelby GT500, where you could get the CTFP and the non-CTFP versions, and that means carbon fiber track package, by the way. They also did it for their 2021 Ford Bronco, where you could get either the Badlands or the Wild Track trims. And for their 2020 Corvette, you could get that either in like the Z51 with the high wing, like the raised up spoiler, or with the regular just deck lid spoiler in the back. So kind of cool that Maisto has done this. And overall, your preference for these models, I would say, comes down to like, you know, color and wheel choices. They're pretty much the same exact car with just those subtle differences you would see on the real cars as you would with the real cars. Like you have, you know, a bigger spoiler for like a higher trim, you know, a more colorful interior choice, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of put out a quick video highlighting some of the customizations I made and the differences between both of these kind of similar models. So if you want to see kind of a more in-depth review of these models, I did one on this regular Stingray back in 2020, and it's still available on my channel to view. And the details on this one, in terms of overall quality and look and everything, are going to be pretty much the same as the Z51 version, with the exception of those minor detail differences that I pointed out, like the spoiler, the wheels, and the brake calipers and whatnot. So feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on these models. If you like the wheels that I did on here, and whether you like the regular Stingray 2LT or the 3LT Z51 Stingray. Thanks for watching.